our whole goal here is to make you more efficient behind the steering wheel. So the first thing that you want to adjust is the seat height. And the reason being is when you raise or lower the seat, it moves it backwards and forwards. So we want to get this seat down about a hand width. Okay, now what that does, that puts my eyes right in the center of the glass. I can physically see out better. Next, pedals. Take the brake pedal, press it as far as you can. If you have a clutch, press the clutch pedal in. What we're looking for here is a bend in your knees. You don't want to be able to lock your knees. If you're able to lock your knees, you might not be able to get all the pedal travel available. Also, you don't have as much leverage on the pedal. You can't hit the brake pedal as hard as you might need to. The other thing is, in case of a head-on collision, you want your knees bent. You don't want your knees locked, and all that energy goes to your hips. Now, on an SMG, you've got these dead pedals down here. Put your left foot right there on the dead pedal. And you can see I got a bend in my knee. I got good leverage on the brake pedal. Now, steering wheel. Lay your palm or wrist right across the top of the steering wheel. And as you can see, my shoulder blades and my spine have come away from the back of the seat. That's not a good thing. So, let's adjust the rake of the seat and the steering column here. Where now, my spine and shoulder blades are against the back of the seat. I drop my hands down here to 9 and 3. And I got a bend in my elbows, same reason my knees. Better leverage on the steering wheel. You can move your hands faster with a bend in the elbow. Also, your spine and shoulder blades are against the back of the seat. Now the seat can do its job. The seat is more than just something to sit on. It's a safety device. You get rear-ended, you don't want to be driving like this because then you get all this movement and it can hurt your back and your neck. Elbows are bent, like I said, for better leverage. Also, for a shock absorber effect in case you're hit on. You don't want to be driving like this. Now, the head restraint, and it's a head restraint, not a headrest. We don't want to see this today, okay, guys? It's a head restraint. Trust me, we see it. You want the center of it in line with your eye and your ears. Now it can do its job catching rear collision. Now, everything I just told you guys is a guideline. You've got to be comfortable in the car. If you're not comfortable, it's not going to work. So we want you comfortable in the car. If you're not comfortable, it causes fatigue. Now, next thing that we want to talk about adjusting are mirrors. Rear view mirror, just what it says it is. You look out the back of the car. I was always taught to adjust the side view mirrors where you can just barely see down the side of the car. Well, what we have now are 3 mirrors all looking at the same spot. So let's try something different. When you adjust the side view mirrors, I want you to take your head and lean right out here where the glass is. And then open the side view mirror where at this point you can just barely see down the side of the car. When you come back to your normal driving position, it takes care of the left rear quadrant. Passenger side mirror, you want to do the same thing, but put your head right over the center console. When you come back to your normal driving position, you've taken care of the left rear and the right rear quadrants. The other thing that we've done is we've gotten rid of the blind spot. All 3 mirrors now, including the center mirror, overlap. So now we can see 360 degrees around the car. Now, steering technique. We see a lot of creative steering techniques here. Some things that we want to get away from right off the bat is this. Okay? I can turn left, but I can't turn right. There was a time where you actually needed to do this. Back before power steering, you needed the leverage. But now, we don't need that. Palms down. It's that simple. Hands at 9 and 3 on the steering wheel. Some other things that you want to get away from is this, and now I can't turn the steering wheel anymore. Okay, you can do about 70% of your driving right here. Hands at 9 and 3. But when you need more steering input, you got to move our hands on the steering wheel. And we recommend hand over hand. Much faster than shuffle steer is fine, but it's not as fast as hand over hand. So when you go to the skid pad this morning or this afternoon, I promise you, you're gonna need more steering input than just this. Okay? Gotta move those hands on the steering. Now, everybody familiar with SMG? Everybody not familiar. Okay, SMG, sequential manual gearbox. It has a clutch, pressure plate, flywheel, throwout bearing, everything, but no clutch pedal. The shifting is all done electrohydraulically. Quite frankly, guys, when we first started getting SMGs in, I thought, this is no more than a marketing ploy. I can just see it right now. Honey, we can buy this M3 and we can both drive it because you can put it in automatic. And I'm sure that there were some M3s sold that way. But there's a lot more to it.
The same system as in the 7 Series.
No. The 7 Series has a torque converter. This has a clutch. It's a direct mechanical hookup. So, to change or to put it in gear, first of all, it's got to be neutral to crank it up. Put it in gear, take the gear selector, push it to the right, one click. You can hear it clicking into gear. To upshift, we just simply pull the gear selector back, one click. That's all you got to do. Downshift, push it forward. Now, we also have the option of keeping our hands on the steering wheel. On the right side here is a cone, or is a paddle with a plus sign. Pull it towards you, it upshifts. The negative side over here, pull it towards you, it downshifts. Now, one of the great things about this is now we don't have to fool with heel-toe downshifting, which is actually an exercise that we, up until just a couple of months ago, is one of the first things that we taught, is heel-toe downshifting. Heel-toe downshifting is one of those arts that, quite frankly, it's going to fade away. You know, I don't see clutch pedals 20 years from now. Maybe wrong, been wrong before. But now we've got transmissions that shift so much faster than we do. When we first got these SMGs in several years ago, I drove them around here. And, well, there's something here. Now, I live up in Hendersonville, North Carolina, which is 45 miles north of here. And there's some just absolutely spectacular mountain roads I can take on the ride home. So I drove one home one night and I went, wow, there's a whole lot more than what I thought it was. And then we took it down to Lowe's Motor Speedway for an advanced M school. And I must have 2,000 laps on that oval and road course. And the first time I dove into turn one and through the infield, holy mackerel. This is just, it made driving so much easier. You keep both hands on the steering wheel. I'm pretty good with a clutch and stick, but I'm not perfect. And these are perfect every time. Now the SMG, it works identical as the dual clutch, so they both operate the same. Please remember, the SMG does not have a parking brake. Okay, it's just like a manual. All right, any questions? All right, guys, in the green group, Brian, you're gonna be in the 1 car. Mark right here, Dave in the 3 car, Richard in the 4, and Al in the 5 car. Take a moment, get those seats adjusted to what we discussed.
Look at my car. It's the. I think that's the blue.
Hey, take a picture of me in my car, Rich.